And welcome to my live. How are you doing today? I am Adeola Adeyemi. I'm a psychiatrist, a mental fitness coach, and the founder of Talk Mental Health. I welcome everyone to my live session today. So please tell me your name and where you're joining from. You know how we do it now. Your name and where you're joining from so that we could connect. I know we have different handles, but for me to be able to know you and where you're joining from, tell me your name and where you're joining from. So I live in the UK. I'm Adeola Adeyemi, and my handle is at Talk Mental Health Niger. Talk Mental Health, talkmental.health. Thank you everyone. So I see Adorable, I see Bawa, I see Oyinda, I see Bella Naj Nigeria, Pope Freeman. Please tell me your name and where you're joining from. So today we're going to be discussing something very important. It's a very important discussion that we're going to be having today. So I know that a lot of people that live in Nigeria, where I'm from, I live in the UK, by the way. People that in Nigeria, a lot of people are trying to relocate to other countries. So yeah, Aria from India, nice to meet you. Hi, Oluwakemi. Hi. So, back to what I'm talking about. Because we've had people relocating to greener pastures, people are trying to find better life, good quality of life. I just thought to come live to talk about migration and your mental health. I don't know if that makes sense. I know I've seen people from India. Oluwakemi, do you live in Nigeria? Let me know where you're from. So tell me your name and where you're from so that I would know the kind of people on this live. And if you're watching the replay as well, because I know a lot of people are migrating. A lot of people are relocating. In fact, there's a popular slogan we use, like Japarians, right? People that want to Japa, that kind of thing now. So I want to know if I have those kind of audience on this live today. If I have you, if you are about to Japa, or if you are already Japa'd like myself, please say hi, classic closet. So if you are in Nigeria currently, let me know. If you've left Nigeria already, let me know, because it's important to talk about migration and your mental health, by the way. All right, hello. So you see, Oluwakemi is in the UK like I am. Oluwakemi already jackpot, if I may use that word. Amen. Isn't it important for us to talk about how migration, how relocation, how living our normal, a community or environment that we're used to, how it affects our mental well-being? It is very vital, because I have seen a lot of people come down with depression, anxiety disorders, just because they relocated. Yes, they came to greener pastures. They are making a lot of money. They obviously look better. People think everything is okay with them. But then when you sit down with them and start to ask questions, you realize that they are going through a lot. And I thought, as your mental fitness coach, I needed to come and share with you how, I didn't pin that. Migration affects your mental health, how relocation can affect your mental health. And I'm going to divide this into 3 phases: the pre-migration phase, the migration phase, and the post-migration phase. What are the things to look out for? What are the things that could affect you during these 3 phases? And how can you prevent this from happening to you? So thank you everyone for joining. By the way, if you're not following me, you are wrong. If you're not following me, you are wrong. On all my social media platforms, especially Instagram, at talkmental.health. Just go and follow now before you forget. Because on this platform, we share content, as in valid content from professional, from someone that is an expert. So I am a psychiatrist, I am a psychotherapist, and also a mental fitness coach. And I give out content on mental health, on how to promote your mental health, on how to ensure that you're okay mentally. Amen. Why are you not following me? Go and follow me right away. And ensure you subscribe to my newsletter so you get informations or content every now and again about how to protect your mental health. So back to today's discussion. As anyone, maybe 𝐬𝐿 can help us. So 𝐬𝐿 is in the UK. I don't know if she was born and bred here or she also relocated like myself. But 𝐬𝐿, how has it been? How have you been since you moved into the UK? What's your experience like? You know, when it comes to your relating to your mental health, do you think living in the UK has made you mentally okay or better, or as compared to when you were in Nigeria, if you were ever in Nigeria? I don't know if that makes sense. If 𝐬𝐿 is still on this live, could you please share with me what's the difference between, if you could just type, what's the difference between when you were in Nigeria as compared to now that you are in the UK? And if any other person is also on this live, if you've relocated perhaps to the UK, to Canada, I know a lot of people are also in the US. A lot of people are leaving our country, our beloved country, Nigeria. Okay, thank you, 𝐬𝐿. So 𝐬𝐿 relocated when she was 14, and now she's that's an old 20 years of experience. So I'm sure, or let me not assume, I believe that perhaps you would have gotten you know, well, you've integrated into the system. All right. So you see, I can write 20 pages on what you just asked. Please just type Tima Gold. What's your experience like? I came into the UK last year, and I can tell you I can write 40 pages. Tima Gold can write 20 pages. I can write 40 pages on my experience so far. And I thought coming on live to share this experience with people so that we don't you know, they don't fall, they are prepared, they don't fall victim, or they know what to do, how to protect their mental well-being, can go a long way. And I don't mind. Tima Gold, you have 20 pages. You want to join me live? If you want to join me live, come. Let's talk about it. This is my 10 years in the United States, most especially with motherhood. I can imagine, Tima. Okay, so I have 2 children. And I know how raising kids in a place where you're not familiar with, where it's not your community, so to speak, where you have limited support, how difficult that could be. So if not because I've got support from my mom, I don't know how I would have survived this 1.5 years of being here. By the way, I came into the UK with my 2-month-old child. 2 months old. She was 2 months. So I have a 4-year-old toddler and a 2-month-old baby. I was breastfeeding and all of that. It was difficult. It was difficult. Yet you still have to go to work because I didn't, you know, give birth to my kids here. So I wasn't entitled to maternity leave. You know, do you know? So if I want to be able to sustain my living here, and I needed to make money and I needed to go to work. So I didn't have a choice than to work whilst, you know, I was supposed to be on maternity leave. So that's how it is. So if I was in Nigeria, I know that I would get support from family members, from my cousins, from my parents, from my sisters. A lot of people would definitely support me. But yeah, we are here where we are today. We're not complaining. We are grateful to God for how far He has helped us. And the reason why I was sharing this, so I'm sharing my experience and some other people that have shared on this live, is because we want to educate people. So perhaps you're thinking of relocating, or you're already on your way, you've gotten your visa, or you are here, you have already relocated, perhaps you just spent a few months. You need to watch this live and learn. How do you protect your mental well-being? How do you harness support from people? How do you make sure that you don't fall victim of mental health issues when you relocate? Does that make sense? So I'm going to just dive in. If you have any other experience, please share what you know about how relocation has affected you. Kindly share. Yeah, Tima Gold has said juggling motherhood, working on schooling is draining as hell. If one doesn't have a support system, it is detrimental to one's mental health. I agree with you, Tima. I totally agree with you. So that's why I cannot. Sometimes I just thank God for my mom, because I'm like, how am I going to survive without her? Right now that I'm on this live, the reason I'm able to come on live is because my mom is able to care for me. She's babysitting my children right now. It's difficult. Like, if you don't have support, then it becomes difficult, because I don't know, who do I talk to? Is it my neighbor that I don't know if we see maybe once in a week or something like that? We hardly see each other. All right. 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐲 says, I can't count the amount of days I just drive to any Walmart parking lot and cry myself till my eyes become sore. Tima, you're not alone. I am so sorry you had to go through all that. I am giving you warm hugs now. It is difficult, especially if some people, they are single parents. For some people, no support from spouse, no support from partners, no support from family. How are you people coping? You see, how are you people coping? We've come to so to speak, a greener pasture. We want better life. Some people have relocated because they wanted to study for masters and PhD and all of that. Some wanted job opportunities, better life. Some might be because of insecurity issues, so they want some kind of stability. Everybody wants to leave our beloved country, Nigeria. Everybody wants a better life for themselves, and I don't blame us. I don't blame us if we want that, but we're not talking about how this is affecting our mental well-being. See, if I tell you something, okay, let me read what 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐲 said. I'm going to pause and let me read what 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐲 said. See, 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐲 said, in Nigeria, I raised my nieces and nephews. It takes 4 eyes to make a child, but the whole community helped raise the child. You see, unlike here, where you barely know you barely know your neighbors. In fact, intentional parenting, as parents, if you're a parent on this life, you need to pay attention to this. Intentional parenting is important. Intentional, you can't just leave your children. Maybe in Nigeria, perhaps you can just leave them. You are sure that whatever habits they are picking might be, it might be something you like, because your friends, people that are around you, your neighbors, might be people that you already know their values, their goals, what they like and all. So you're sure that whatever the parents of your neighbor is teaching his or her own children would not be against what you want to instill, the discipline you want to put in your own child. So you're not scared. But here, you have to know their friends. You have to follow them to their gatherings. You have to be sure that what they are teaching, even in schools, you want to be sure that they are teaching them the right kind of thing that you think is in line with your own values. It's a lot. Yes, if you are single, your own kind of challenge is different, because social isolation, living alone and all, has its own effect on mental well-being. So if you are not single, if you have kids, or you're married, it's another challenge that you face. So everyone has one kind of challenge or the other they will definitely face when they relocate. So once you're relocating, whether you are single without children, you have the kind of challenge you face. Whether you're married and you have kids, there are other challenges you face too. And that's why we have to be aware. We have to be mentally aware, if I may use that word. Be prepared for what is at stake. Be prepared. So if you're coming to the UK, Canada, US, you're relocating, get prepared mentally for what is in front of you, for the challenges you would have to face. That preparation has a way of helping you to be mentally strong. So it builds resilience in you. So migration, we all know, is a universal phenomenon. It's not bad to migrate now. I remember we were taught about migration when I was in secondary school, or thereabouts, how, migration, what immigration is, what emigration is, and all of that. So migration is common. Even animals migrate. They move from one place to the other, moving from one place to the other. They want better life. People do that, right? Does that make sense? So it isn't bad in itself. It is the challenges that we face, that we face when we migrate, that we need to be aware of and know how to tackle them. What do we do when faced with this challenge, especially when it is mentally related? Studies have shown that people that migrate are more predisposed to coming down with mental health disorders. There are studies that have shown migration can affect one's mental well-being. And the reason why this is so is because, number one, it might be because you are not prepared for it. For some people, they just want to leave the country. They want to Japa, if I may use that word. And they are not prepared. So they think, maybe if I get to this place, everything will just be rosy. My dear, it is wrong. Fallacy, like you're on your own. I thought so as well, because when I was coming, I got a job. I'm like, oh, better life, blah, blah, blah. And I was like excited until I came here and I realized that for every pound you make, you will sweat it. You will definitely sweat it. And the taxes is also very high. Taxation system and everything works. If I may say, everything works, of course, better than where I'm coming from in terms of health structure, health system and all, your security, no security issues per se and all. Perhaps we're paying tax and these taxes are going to all of these things. So that's okay. But what I'm saying in essence is that the more you make the money, the more you have bills to pay, the more tax, they'll deduct your money. Your money will go to taxes and all of that. And the truth is that it is not as easy or as rosy as I thought it would be. So when I was in Nigeria, I was already a consultant. So I was a consultant psychiatrist from Nigeria. But when I got here, I had to, go down low. If I may use the word, I go down low. Because it is different here. It is different. So loss of status can also affect people, because some people will be like, oh, I was a bank manager, I was a 𝐜𝐴𝐿, because you have this and that in Nigeria. Perhaps you have a house of your own, you have a driver to yourself, you have PA, everybody's always saying Sama. But here we call ourselves names. Even the older people is name, nothing like sir, good morning, ma. So coming into another environment, enough can shock you. We call it culture shock. That you came into a new environment and realize that everything is just so totally different from how you were raised for about 3 decades. You've been raised, you already know some things, and then you come to a new environment and you're like, what is this? Adjusting and trying to integrate into this kind of life might be difficult. For some people, they develop mental health problem, or like some people could not cope. I've seen a lot of people that came down some substance abuse. They had to start using substance to cope. And because they start using substance, they become addicted to the substance and develop substance-related mental health problems. Some schizophrenia, psychosis. Some will develop psychosis. I've seen patients that came down with psychosis just because they came into maybe UK or Canada. And then when they came into the UK, let's use UK as an example, when they came into the UK and they were isolated, they felt isolated, they didn't have enough friends, they couldn't connect, they resulted in, they started using, substances. And if you don't know, I wanted to say we all know, but let me not assume. If you don't know, substance can induce mental health problems in people that have not even had it before. Let me say that again. Substances like cannabis, and other ones like that, but I'm sure of cannabis, can induce psychosis. So for someone who has never had psychosis before, but because you've come into an environment where you don't feel, accepted, you don't feel welcome, you don't like the environment, you don't integrate well into the community, into the society. So you feel alone, you feel isolated, and you think, oh, let me start using substance. Perhaps the weather is not even helpful for you. You feel so cold and lonely. And then you start using substance. And before you know it, that could trigger a psychotic disorder. So I'm just saying that we want to Japa, right? We want to move to a better life. We want a better life. We want security. We want to leave Nigeria. I know Nigeria is a lot is going on. It's not secure. And I'm not saying we should not come, because even me, I'm here now. But I'm saying that, can we be open-minded and be ready to face what is going to come, and what is going to accompany the better life that we are looking at? Can we be prepared for the mental health challenges we might face? I'm seeing your comments. I am seeing your comments, and I'm going to read all the comments. But let me just, share these thoughts on my mind, and so that I won't lose my train of thought. All right, so I have decided to divide this into pre-migration, migration, and post-migration phases. So what are the challenges that you most likely would have when you're trying to relocate? And it's going to make sense when I say it. You guys will see. You guys will understand. I'm sure people that have relocated would be able to relate to these things. So when you're trying to migrate, the pre-migration phase, I'll use myself as an example. So when I was trying to migrate, I needed a job. I got a job. I needed to pass an exam to be able to, get my registration, get you registered into the UK, to be able to practice and all of that. So, but unfortunately, I failed the exam the first time. You need to see how depressed I was. So I cried. I felt so low. I couldn't imagine. I've seen this. How robust, if I may say, the salary was. Everything was going to. I was already planning, and that was how I couldn't get that job. And I had to go and sit for that exam again. I put in my everything. I had to. Everything was on hold just because I wanted that exam. So I put in all my energy into that exam, like my life depended on it. So I wasn't sleeping well. I would read my eyes out. I would, take coffee just so that I could stay awake to read and study. So I developed, my ulcer disease. I had an acute exacerbation of the ulcers. So I'm just trying to let you know how stressful it could be, just because I needed to pass an exam to get registered in the UK. Thank God I passed the exam. But what about the anxiety? For 6 weeks, I was waiting for the result to come. You need to see that anxiety. So what am I saying? Pre-migration phase, if you have to write exams, if you have to wait for, let's say you're a student, you're coming, you need admission, you need an offer of admission or conditional offer of admission and all of that, you will feel anxious. And the anxiety might affect your sleep. Is your mental health not affected already? So anything that is getting you anxious, not making you sleep, is already affecting you mentally, my friends. Amen. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're unable to sleep, if you're getting anxious because you're waiting, you're not sure, there are a lot of uncertainties, then be sure your mental health is affected already. And I need you to be prepared. Sometimes during that pre-migration phase, all you need to do is to let go and let God. I know it's not easy. Honestly, I was really, really anxious. My anxiety was so high. And all I did was I had to, reassure myself. I used the word of God. I affirmed myself from time to time to get that anxiety off my mind. It was really bad. Thank God I passed. I'm just wondering, some people wouldn't pass. And imagine after all that, waiting period and all of that, not passing the exam can trigger a mental health problem called depression. So that's what I'm saying. Pre-migration phase, the plans, waiting for students. Some people would need cars to be able to apply for their visa. You're waiting for that period, waiting and hoping. Some people would refresh their emails from time to time so that they're checking whether they'll get positive results, positive feedback, email they've been looking for. That is anxiety provoking. That can even lead to depression. Some people, their emotion is usually all over the place. I don't know if I'm making sense. If you can relate to all of this, please let me know that you're following me. And if you're just joining me, make sure you watch the replay of this, because we've been talking for about 20 minutes now. All right. So I've spoken about the pre-migration phase, the preparation, the plans and all. What about dollar rates, my people? Hey, that one self. Dollar rates has really, really caused a lot of problem for people, especially in this era. So I know of people that are trying to, gain admission into the UK, and they've been trying to pay for tickets, for visa, for all of that, just because of that hike in dollar price. It's crazy. I can't even imagine that British Airways flight is 1.1 million. I opened my mouth. I could not close it. Like, what? 1.1 million naira? I mean, these people they're students. It's not as if you have money, like, oh, you're very rich, you are Dangote's son or something, that you have money, you can just... Everybody is struggling. Remember that people are trying to relocate to a better place. So it means that where they're coming from is not good enough. A lot of people have borrowed money, even to get proof of funds. They're trying to raise money. I'm talking about students now, trying to come for masters. They've borrowed money, and for dollar to be doing anyhow, that is anxiety provoking. You're not sure. Everything is not certain. It can cause anxiety. You're not sleeping well. And when you're unable to sleep well, know that your mental health is at stake. So you become irritable. You have low moods. You might have, what's it called? Brain fog, not being able to think properly. Those are the challenges. So when I'm talking about mental health struggle, I ain't saying that you got depression yet or anxiety yet. I'm just saying that's this little thing that affects your ability to function, ability to think, ability to regulate your emotions. They are what affects your mental well-being. And we're just talking about pre-migration phase. You've not gotten visa. So let's move to the migration phase. But I just need to know if you're following me. If you're following me, say, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I need to know if you're following me. Say, yes, I am. So I'm going to quickly read what some people have commented, the comments of people. So I am, my vet says, imagine living in a place you've known your whole life to start again in a completely new environment. As exciting as that may be, it also comes with its challenges. I'm glad you brought on this topic. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, I've had to put down all my flags, consultant flag. I put everything down. I had to just swallow your pride. You become humble. They call it humility. You have to humble, because your pride will not pay your bills. Yeah. So you gotta humble yourself and make your money. So that's what I'm saying. I've heard of doctors that worked as cleaners when they got into the UK. Worked as cleaners in shops, in malls, in shopping malls, and all. Some would do a lot of menial jobs, but thankfully they are where they want to be now. They are specialists in their fields now. But I'm saying that the first few months, the first few years would definitely be challenging. It wasn't easy for me, I must say. So I'm sorry, I'm not able to pronounce your name properly. So you said it's so important for people to be mentally prepared for the good and the bad before moving to a new environment, be it a new city. Exactly. Whether you are relocating whether it's interstate or inter-country or intra or inter-country, you need to be prepared mentally, because moving, migrating, changing environment can affect your mental well-being, and you have to be prepared for it. So you said something that substance-induced psychosis. I did a video on it on my channel. Check it out. Yeah, we will do that. Thank you. So if you're following me, tell me I am following. If it makes sense, say yes, it makes sense. Let me know. Because I want to talk about the migration phase now. So migration phase is when you are relocating in itself, like you're about to move. So you're leaving your country, let's say Nigeria, you're moving to, let's say, UK. Okay, from Nigeria to UK. So you've packed your bags. It's stressful. Traveling is stressful, especially if you're traveling for the first time and you've had to pack a lot of things. So packing and unpacking. For me, I don't want to tell you the gist, but let me tell you. Excuse me, because of COVID and all of the things that happened during COVID, I remember I packed and repacked about 3 times. So the first time was before COVID, and before my visa could come out and all, they had to lock all the borders, no flights, nothing. So I had to unpack my bag. So I sold my car at that time. I had to pay the person back, and I collected my car. Do you get that? Do you understand what I mean? So traveling can be very, very, stressful in terms of, you're moving en masse with your family, if you've got family, and, trying to come into a new place and accommodation, trying to settle in, especially during that COVID era. It was difficult because we had to isolate and all. So it can stress you. You may not sleep well. What we call this jet lag might happen to you, coming to a new place where even at 8 o'clock, the weather is still, everywhere is bright. You don't understand what's going on. 4 a.m., it's already like morning. So where I'm coming from, it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. rather, it will be dark. But here in the UK, 9 p.m., you still be see everywhere bright. My daughter will tell me, Mommy, it's not bedtime. The weather is bright, everything is bright, mom is not better, so we have to struggle. A lot of changes, a lot of things to adjust to. That can affect your mental well-being if you are not prepared. So if you get someone, if you have someone that, you know, prepare you for this, told you about how the weather is, the changes in weather, how hot it could be during summer and how cold winter could be, then you are mentally prepared that, okay, this is what I'm about to face. And during that phase, if you can get kind of support from people, from friends, from family members that have been here before or that are already here, it can go a long way in protecting your mental well-being, if that makes sense. All right. Another thing during migration phase is when you come here and you have culture shock. So there's no way you won't have culture shock because it's a new environment. It's a new their culture is different. Everything they do is so different from what you are used to. So definitely there'll be culture shock. And if you are prepared already, if you already understand, okay, this is how these people are, this is what they do, this is how they relate, it's easier for you to integrate. But when you're not prepared, you just come, you might just be shocked that, okay, you said good morning good morning to someone and the person does not answer you. You think, what have I done wrong? You might start to, you know, beat yourself up and wonder why the person did not return your greeting. Well, sometimes you have to just go your way. You won't see anyone that will greet you. Like in Nigeria, that someone will say hello, greet you, and you are excited. You even stay by the roadside and gist with the person. But it's a lot different here. You might not see your neighbors for days, for months. Everybody go about their business. Everybody's minding their business, if I may say. And so those are the things that could happen during the migration phase, and you have to be prepared. What can you do? So during that time, another thing I need to let you know is adaptation to the weather. So if you're coming from a tropical region like Nigeria, where you know when it's raining, it's really raining, you enjoy that it's even raining, and you come to the UK and they said it's been raining and you're looking for the rain. Where is rain? Because me, I've been looking for rain, I can't see rain. No. Oh my God, I miss my country, Nigeria. Rain, it will rain, you know it's raining. I don't know if anyone can relate with me. Can you relate what I'm saying? Like, it's raining, and then you'll be hearing the sound on your roof. You know it's really raining heavily, and you like the smell of the rain. You enjoy the environment. That's what I'm used to. Don't blame me. This is what I was raised in that environment. Only for me to come to a place where if they say it's raining, but I can't really see the rain. Like, it's just drizzling. What we call drizzling, they say it's rain. I don't understand. So, you know, things like that, the weather, you know, when it gets so low, like -5, and you're very cold, and you'll be praying that sun will come out. Thank God it's summer now. It's really warm. It can even get hot sometimes. I don't know if I'm making sense. Let me know. So these are the challenges you would face. It can be exhausting. All of these things can be exhausting. Weather change, how we just move from, you know, it can even be expensive for some people because it just means that you have to shop for some clothes during winter, and then you shop for another set of clothes during summer. And it's not like that in Nigeria. You can wear the same kind of clothes throughout the year without having to. So that can come as a lot of challenge, a lot of stress, a lot of adjustment for some people. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. So I'm done with the migration phase, and I'm about to talk about the post-migration phase. But I need to know if you're following me. If you're following me, let me know that you are. Let me know in the comment section that it's making sense. It is making sense. And if you want to Japa, you're just joining, make sure you watch this video, watch the replay. All right, thank you very much, May, for that thumbs up. So the final phase is the post-migration phase. That is, you have moved in. So let's say like me now, I've been here for over a year now, and more like I've settled in, you know, relatively, like I'm okay, so to speak. I understand better. It's not like the way it was before and all. So let's talk about social isolation. Oh my God. So there's no 𝐷𝐵. There's nothing like, there are 𝐷𝐵. Do let me say that. In the UK, people do go for 𝐷𝐵 and parties and all. But you won't see, it's not that common. I mean, you won't see, it's not like you are hearing someone doing one party, you hear one noise, everywhere's noise, everywhere is always quiet. So it's easy for people to feel isolated. So it's easy for people to feel isolated. We usually encourage that if you're coming, come with your family. So if you're married and you want to come and study, try your best to come with your family, because you will feel lonely. You will feel lonely. The only reason you're able to connect is because you have family members, you have a partner, you have someone you could talk to, friends and all of that. For some people, it's even difficult. Some people that are single and they come into the UK, getting partners might be difficult in the UK. I must say the truth. So if you're saying, okay, if you're thinking that you come to the UK and then you look for be able to get the correct man, it can be very, very difficult. Because I'm just wondering, the only way to get a partner is when you meet people. You hardly meet people here. So all I do, for me, for instance, I go to work and I come back. Then I go to church on Sundays. And that's it. So no other gathering. I've not been to any party since I got here. I don't even have time for that. I don't even have any party to go to. There's no party to attend. So how do I meet people? If I was looking for a partner, how do I meet people? So social isolation can be really bad and affect your mental well-being if you're not careful here. So you have to learn to connect. You have to learn to, build your own community. Look for people of like minds around you. Connect with them, try to hang out for a couple of times. Sometimes during the cold weather, it's not even easy to hang out. So you'll be alone. Everybody is indoors. Come and see Christmas period. Christmas period that... in Nigeria, people will be sharing food. Hey, oh God. You people, if you want to Japa, watch this video. Watch it. Make sure you watch the replay. As in, you are in the UK Christmas period and it's very cold. You won't even see dark. You won't see anybody outside. Very boring. If you don't have family. Very, very boring. Christmas that is always bubbling. You'll be hearing parties everywhere in Nigeria. Can be very, very boring, and you'll be like, what is this? Is this Christmas or just a day? So social isolation can be very real, I must say, like really, really real. And you have to be ready. You have to be prepared. You have to know what to do and how to handle it. The fact that you're even separated from your family can also affect you post-migration. Another thing I don't think I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about it, but I know if someone is watching this, I know you know what I am saying. But we'll keep, there are a lot of sensitive issues around it. Just because you're coming into a new country, you don't look like them, you're different. And sometimes you might face some challenges just because of that. I've had people, talk about how they faced issues just because they are different from other people, the stereotypes and all of that. But the truth is that I always advise people, just do your best, be your best, be happy, try your best to be happy, try to connect with people. Not everyone has that mindset. Connect with people as much as you can, take care of yourself. These are ways that you can control your own mental well-being. These are things that are within your control. You can't force others to relate with you. You can't put yourself in others. You can't force people to connect with you, but you can take care of yourself. Things that within your control, just focus on them, and that's it. So I don't know if you understand what I've just said, or it makes a lot of sense to you. If you have questions, if you have comments, please put in the comment box. Let me know how this life has been or how it has helped you. So before I go, I'm just going to mention 3 things you need to do, how you can prevent this. I'm just going to mention them real quick. The first thing you need to do, I think I've said it before, build your support network. Connect. If you're a Christian, go to church. This is not the time to be doing church from home. So if you're coming from Nigeria and you are already in the if you're coming from Nigeria, be prepared to look for a church locally. So you don't have to think, oh, I have to be traveling very long distance to get to church. Look for a church locally and attend and try to commit so that you are able to connect with people, interact with people that you know in your church. At work, connect with your colleagues at work. If you notice that you have people of like minds or people like you that you meet. For me now, if I see anyone that is black that I know that is from Nigeria, you need to see how excited we will start talking. I'll start speaking Yoruba because I'm like, when was the last time I spoke Yoruba? I want to speak Yoruba. I will speak even at work. I will speak Yoruba because I'm like, I've been speaking English, I've spoken English, my mouth. I want to speak my language. I miss my country. Do you get what I mean? So that's how to build social interaction. You have to do it intentionally. Secondly, you need to prioritize self-care. Prioritize self-care. Like, you have to be mindful because, yes, a lot has drained you. You've exhausted. You've migrated. You've moved. The only way to preserve, one of the ways, let me not say the only way, one of the ways to preserve your mental well-being is to take good care of yourself. Be physically active. So there's a study that shows or that proved that people who immigrants who engage in physical activity, they reported better quality of sleep. They recorded better quality of sleep, better emotional connection. Their mental well-being was better. So physical activity include exercise, taking a walk in nature. Thank God the environment is usually very enabling. You're able to take a walk. A lot of people do it here. Perhaps maybe where you're coming from, it might not be easy. You don't have to go to the gym. Do physical activity. You have to do something to protect your mental. Do physical. Prioritize self-care. Do things that would protect you physically, mentally, and spiritually. Those activities are very important. For instance, I love to take a walk in nature. I love to do that because it just gives me this peace of mind. I mean, there's something I feel with them. I feel good, if I must say. I don't know if anyone can understand or can relate to what I've said. So if you can tell me what kind of self-care activity relaxes you or makes you feel good, just put it in the comment box, because you have to do something right by yourself. You have to prioritize self-care. So I have a book called You Deserve Bliss, which I put together a lot of things about self-care just to help people understand how to prioritize self-care, how to take care of themselves. In this kind of environment, if you are coming into a new place, self-care should be number one on your list. This is not the time to bury yourself into work and all, not sleeping well, that you don't take care of yourself. You cannot add salt you cannot make things worse for yourself. You have been taken away from your own community. That enough can affect your mental well-being. One of the ways to now make sure you protect your mental health is by self-care. It's true self-care. And that's one of the reasons I thought to, publish the book You Deserve Bliss, just so that people can understand how easy, how simple self-care activities could be and prioritize self-care. So my book is going to launch in September, but I'm pre-ordering. I mean, people are pre-ordering right now for just $10. So it is a self-care activity book. It has journal pages where you can write down your thoughts, where you can practice gratitude, journaling, mindful journaling, where you can get rid of negative thoughts by writing them down in the journal. So it is a fantastic book for everyone that loves that loves themselves. If you love yourself, everyone that loves themselves, that love their mental health, it is an amazing book that can help protect your mental well-being. So if you're on this live or you're watching the replay and you need that book, go and pre-order now. You can come to my DM if you don't understand how to go about it, or you click the link in my bio at talkmental.health. Self-care is not luxury. It is something everyone must do. We must take care of ourselves. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense. So the last thing you can do to prevent the fatigue, the exhaustion, the mental health problem that is associated with migration is by asking for help. Ask for help. No matter what you think you're going through, someone must have been through it before. Ask people. And you cannot ask someone that you don't know. You must have known these people before you can ask them for help. I got a lot of support from people that have been here before me. I do not hesitate, or even now I still ask. If I'm not sure, I always ask. You keep asking, how do we do this? I don't understand this. You will ask. That's how to go about it. Because I don't know, nobody knows it all. Even if you check online, if you check Google, you may not get all the information there. Unlike someone that has experienced it, you're struggling with making payments, you're struggling with bank issues, you're struggling with paying bills. How to, ask people, what do I do? What do you think I should do? You're struggling with accommodation. These little things can really affect one's mental well-being. But when someone explains or helps you out on how to go about it, you will feel relieved. So do not hesitate to ask for help from people around you. Peradventure you are in the UK, or you've migrated already. It might not be UK, maybe UK, Canada, or anywhere. Ask for help if you feel stuck, or if you feel you're exhausted mentally. And another good thing, if you want to compare where you're coming from, say Nigeria, to the better place you're going, is there are systems in place for people to help people. So yes, it may not be the best, but the health system, a lot of things in place just to ensure that people get the support they need. So if you're going through stuff, like for instance in the UK, if people have mental health struggles, there are a lot of lines that they could call that can help them, immediately in crisis. If they're in crisis, there's an emergency, there are people you could call that can help you, and they'll get to you as soon as possible. So you can just harness all this support, and as you try to settle in, as you try to, gain your balance when you move into a new place, make sure you ask for help, make sure you get the help you need, make sure you get the support you need. All right, so that will be all for today. If you have questions, you can hear my my children's voices on the background. They're just telling me it's time to finish this live session. So, but if you have any questions for me, if you have any comments, please drop in the comment box. I need to leave now. I'm going to answer your questions. Okay. So if you're not following me, just follow me at talkmental.health. If you need my help as a psychiatrist, as a psychotherapist, I offer therapy sessions. I offer coaching sessions as a mental fitness coach. So if you have anyone that has mental health problems, or if you think you have some mental health challenges that you need someone to talk to, come to my DM, book a session with me, and then we'll talk about it. If you want to buy my book, click the link in my bio or come to my DM, and I'm going to send the link to you. All right. So if there are no questions, that will be all for today. Thank you everyone for joining. I do really appreciate you all. Make sure you share this video to your friends and your loved ones. So take care. Don't forget to be intentional about your mental health. Bye.